Most people think denied boarding is dramatic, security flags, major visa problems, criminal watch lists, but that is not how it usually happens. Most denied boarding cases happen quietly, at the scanner, at the gate desk, right before boarding closes, and almost always, the traveler says the same thing. But I didn't know. That is the real issue. Today we are breaking down the most common boarding mistakes that can stop you from getting on the plane, even when your ticket is paid, and your flight is on time. Let's start with the one that surprises the most people. Passport validity rules. Your passport may not be expired, but that does not mean it is valid for travel. Many countries require 6 months of validity beyond your arrival date. If your passport expires in 4 months, even though technically unexpired, the airline can deny boarding. Why? Because airlines are financially responsible for returning passengers denied entry at destination. If you are refused entry abroad due to insufficient passport validity, the airline pays. So they enforce destination rules strictly. This catches travelers constantly. Next mistake, name mismatch. Your boarding pass name must match your passport exactly. Not almost, exactly. Middle names missing, hyphenated names shortened, maiden name confusion. Small discrepancies can trigger manual verification. In some cases, if identity cannot be confirmed confidently, boarding may be denied until resolved, and resolution at the gate is not guaranteed. Third mistake, incorrect visa or entry authorization. Many travelers assume they do not need a visa for short stays, but visa rules change. Electronic travel authorizations are now required by many countries even for short visits. If you do not obtain the required authorization before arrival, the airline will not let you board. They verify entry compliance before departure, not after landing. Fourth mistake, transit visa misunderstanding. Even if you are not leaving the airport during a layover, some countries require transit visas depending on your passport. Travelers frequently assume that staying airside means no visa needed. That is not always true. Denied boarding happens at departure airport in these cases. So, here's the fifth mistake, expired or invalid residency cards. If you're traveling internationally and relying on a residency permit for re-entry, it really has to be valid. Expired residency documents can actually prevent you from boarding on return flights. And, airlines enforce this because they're the ones responsible if anything goes wrong. Now let's move on to the sixth mistake, boarding late. Gate closing times aren't just suggestions. If boarding closes at 10:20, arriving at 10:21 can legally mean you won't be allowed to board, even if the aircraft is still sitting right there. Gate agents have to stick to strict cutoff rules that are tied to departure sequencing. And honestly, this is only getting stricter. Seventh mistake, wrong fare misunderstanding. Basic economy fares may restrict cabin baggage, seat selection, or priority boarding. Some travelers argue at the gate when told their bag must be checked. If conflict escalates or boarding time expires during argument, denial can occur. It is rare, but it happens. Eighth mistake, overbooking situations. Airlines oversell flights intentionally within legal limits. When too many passengers show up, some are denied boarding involuntarily. However, most airlines seek volunteers first. Passengers who check in late are more vulnerable in these scenarios. Arrival timing matters. Ninth mistake, health documentation errors. Some destinations still require specific entry forms or vaccination proof depending on origin. If documentation is incomplete, boarding may be denied. Even if rules changed recently, enforcement remains strict until systems update. 10th mistake, damaged passports. A passport with water damage, torn pages, or loose covers can be considered invalid. Many travelers assume cosmetic damage is acceptable. Border authorities may disagree. Airlines err on the side of caution. Now, let's address behavioral denial. This is less common but real. Disruptive behavior at the gate, refusal to comply with crew instructions, aggressive confrontation. Airlines have authority to deny boarding to passengers they consider disruptive. This is rare, but documented. Now let's talk about documentation storage mistakes. Boarding pass on dead phone. Phone battery dies at scanner. No printed backup. Delays occur. If boarding closes during the delay, denial can happen. Simple fix. Keep your phone charged, or carry a printed copy. Now, here is something subtle. Incorrect passport page usage. Some countries require blank pages for entry stamps. If your passport lacks sufficient blank pages, boarding can be denied. Most travelers do not check this. Another subtle issue: traveling with children and missing consent documentation. Some countries require parental authorization letters when one parent travels alone with a child. If required documents are missing, airlines may deny boarding. Next, duplicate bookings or booking errors. Rare, but sometimes a ticketing issue results in invalid boarding pass status. If discovered too late to correct before gate closure, denial occurs. Now let's discuss something important. Airlines do not enjoy denying boarding. It creates complaints, compensation claims, and administrative complexity. Denial happens when risk is too high. Legal risk, financial risk, regulatory risk. Airlines act defensively. If there is uncertainty about entry compliance, they choose caution. And caution means denial. Now let's discuss how to avoid this. Check passport validity 6 months ahead of travel. Confirm visa and entry rules directly from official government websites. Verify boarding group and gate closing times. Arrive early. Keep documents accessible. Ensure your name matches across documents and booking. Review transit requirements even for layovers. These steps take minutes. They prevent major disruption. Now here's the mindset shift. Boarding denial rarely feels fair, but it is procedural. The system is built to prevent larger disruptions later. Better denial at departure than deportation at arrival. That is the logic. Air travel operates on strict compliance standards. Small oversights create big consequences. The smoothest travelers treat documentation like part of the ticket, not as an afterthought. Because once you reach the scanner, negotiation time is limited, and gate agents do not have authority to override immigration law. So if you ever see someone turned away at the gate, it likely wasn't random. It was preventable. And with preparation, it is avoidable. Travel informed. Travel early. Travel verified. And you will never experience the shock of hearing your name called for the wrong reason at the boarding door.